Welcome to the Phantasmagorium show. On today's show, Shulky, Sauron, and dragons? What in the name of what? A Phantasmagorium free-for-all Friday. That's what. Fletch is $25? Get out of here. Let's go.
And we are live.
Welcome to the Phantasmagorium show, everybody. So happy to have you here. We decided to do a Friday free-for-all. And Steve, it is a pleasure to congregate with you. And Terrier, I haven't seen you in a classic cult cinema dog age.
That's right.
And that's a long time.
It has been a long time.
That's like 7 years.
I remember back in the day when each Friday was free for all.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Back in the day when we did a daily show, and then every Friday was free for all Friday. I thought we'd bring it back today, but I was feeling nostalgic a bit and wanted to do a show. And had a little time and figured, hey man, let's jump on and talk about the week in review. You know, we had some good shows come out this week and some not so good shows. Talk about those. And there's a bunch of movies. It's funny because last week I was like, what am I going to watch? There's no movies out to go see. At least there was nothing that I really wanted to see in the theater. And now there's like five movies out this weekend that I want to see. So now
what are they?
Specific. Well, I do want to go see the re-release of Avatar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow.
Okay. Is it 3D?
Yes, it's 3D.
Cool.
And at my theater, Cinemark, they have the big HD, big sound, big screen, the whole thing, and they're doing Real D, XD, Real D, 3D,
Double D,
so
Super D, Double D, yeah.
Right? Big old double Ds. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. Barbarian's out. I want to see Barbarian. That's been out.
Who's in Barbarian again?
Still haven't seen that. I don't know. I don't have that in front of me.
Oh, no. And from what I understand from people that I've talked to about Barbarian, it's not necessarily about who's in it. It's about the story itself, and it's a good movie.
Yeah. I've heard that too. So I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And it's not about Conan at all.
Right.
Conan O'Brien?
Or the Barbarian.
Oh.
Let's see, what else? Don't Worry, Darling. Olivia Wilde's new movie that's very controversial for kind of nothing that happens in the movie, but everything that went on during the shooting of the movie. So,
surrounding the film.
I'll just go on record saying I fucking despise Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, fair enough. And I have no argument towards that, but I also am feeling a little bit of animosity towards, what's her name? 11? Who's the, Olivia Wilde from House?
Olivia Wilde? Yeah.
I forget what House called her.
Also known as Gozer.
She's
also known as Gozer.
In her, when people are pressing her in these interviews, she's not being consistent, and she's not making a lot of sense in some of her answers. So her answers aren't lining up with kind of what other people are saying. So
I totally agree. I just find Shia to be a douche altogether.
Oh, Shia is, yeah, I find Shia to be douchey. No argument.
Yeah, but I in this particular case, I don't think he's out of bounds. And I don't know. We'll see.
I think he was proper in removing himself from that particular production.
Yeah.
I believe he quit. I don't think he was fired. And I think that it was probably in his best interest.
Yeah, most likely.
Considering the whirlwind of shenanigans that have been surrounding Don't Worry, Darling.
So out of the festivals, it wasn't a darling. At the festivals, they most of them didn't really like the movie. They were very critical, especially of Harry Styles' acting ability.
I did hear that he was. I heard
on Kirk.
That's outside of it. That's at the Venice Film Festival.
Film festival.
But in terms of his performance within the movie, I heard that it was perfectly bland.
So that's not good.
No, but it's not as bad as he's awful. It's
Yeah.
not like he was.
So I've heard both. I've heard
Okay.
that it was horrible to forgettable to just kind of he was just kind of there.
I just love mediocre, horrible.
So it sucks because I was looking forward to this. This is one of the movies I was looking the most forward to for this kind of fall season. I thought for sure it was going to be. I've loved Olivia Wilde's work, both in front and behind the camera so far, and this one was high on my list until
She was great in Tron Legacy.
She was absolutely glorious in
yeah.
Tron Legacy.
She's
An underrated
great
movie.
in a bunch of movies. Yeah, so that's out. See How They Run.
Yes,
Also out that I'm like, okay, that looks good.
that Sam Rockwell boy.
Yeah. And then Warrior Woman, I believe it's called. That looks great. So there's at least 5 movies in the theater that I want to see this weekend. I don't have time to watch all 5, obviously, but Avatar. I want to see Avatar again. So I saw it originally in 3D when it first came out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Blown away by it.
Good treaty.
It was awesome, right? Best 3D I've ever seen, and for good reason. It was made for that. It was made to basically be innovative and groundbreaking.
Well, and I think that if you are going to appreciate Avatar the way that it was to be intended, and you and I, like all 3 of us, are cinephiles. People in the audience of the Phantasmagorium are cinephiles. We enjoy seeing movies the way that they were intended to be seen.
Correct.
And Avatar is a movie that is meant to be seen in 3D.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's a spectacle.
And I think the performances are great. I think it's not only of its time, it's topical. You know what? People give it crap for being Pocahontas or
Dances with Wolves.
the last of the Mohican, whatever it is.
There's been many Pocahontas.
But those are the reason why that story or those stories, a combination of both of those stories, are timeless. It's classic stories. So I give it a pass for that. I think that's kind of a weak argument. If you're saying that you didn't see that, it took years for that criticism to come out. So I don't really put much stock in that. If people would have said that and really harped on it when it first came out,
I think they did.
I don't think so. I don't remember that. And
I do.
With the rose-colored glasses, maybe. Okay, that's fine.
No, I remember reviews at the time being.
To be fair, I didn't love the movie. I didn't think it was the best movie in the world. I liked it. I thought it was great. But
I think The Abyss is better.
I love The Abyss. It's probably one of my favorite Cameron movies.
Yeah,
I mean, T2 and The Abyss, and those are.
I celebrate the entire. The only movie I would say that Avatar is my least favorite James Cameron film.
I learned CPR from The Abyss, and it's very important to slap the person that you're doing CPR on and call them a quitter. It's essential.
Don't forget to yell "live" in their dead faces.
Live! Damn it!
You were always a fighter. Live! Damn it! Live!
Yep.
Do that. That's in the first aid book.
I've saved like 4 people from just slapping and yelling at them.
I've willed people alive.
So those are kind of like the 5 movies out right now that I would like to see.
Now
those
are in theater.
Those are in theater. See How They Run. I'll probably wait to see on the streamer. I'll probably wait on that one.
Fair enough. Is it more of a comedy or is it a murder mystery?
I think it's a murder mystery. I don't know. I think it's a murder mystery.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I'll follow Sam Rockwell anywhere.
Yeah.
Like him. Since I'm the odd one out, the European, the Norwegian, I will plug a movie that most likely will get no screen time in the US, but I think it's going to be a good one. a Norwegian movie coming out very soon called, well, translated, is called War Sailors. And it's about World War II and how ordinary sailors were made into like military personnel going into the war. And I really look forward to watching that movie because my grandfather was one of those people who was like a trade sailor, and he got like tapped on the shoulder when World War II happened and he had to go to war. So I think that's going to be a movie that's not going to get theatrical releases, but I think it's going to get attention because everything I've seen seems like it's going to be one of those good like foreign international movies.
It sounds interesting.
Do you have a link to the trailer?
I could find one.
If you could put that in the chat, I would absolutely adore it. And this is something a little different. And I know, sorry, Steve, to spring this on you, but I'm going to go and say hello to the chat, if you do not mind.
Go ahead.
Stephen Ransom is here. He says, "Yo hoy." It's not how you say it, dude. I'm going to miss the beginning of this. See you in the future, and I look forward to it. Black Philip Alvarez is here. Hola, amigos. You know I don't speak Spanish. But he says, Terrier. You know I don't speak Nordic. And Phil goes on to say, Bill Skarsgard, a.k.a. Pennywise. Oh, really?
Yes, Bill Skarsgard's in Barbarian. That's right.
That's, star power. That's great. And he's a good actor. He was creepy as all get out in it.
That whole family is filled with good actors.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Baldwins.
Better than the Baldwins.
Anti-derivative Jill is here, and that's always a fun time. But she's cooking dinner. Pleasant Valley Picker says, hey, and thanks, PvP. Thank you for being here. Hey, Scotty and panel. And I would like it if you did not spell my name like a towel. It's with a Y. Just saying, I love you, buddy.
We have toilet tissue named Scotty that way.
PvP says hello to Jill. Phil goes on to say, not an Olivia Coffee Wild fan. Too much drama for me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know where that came from either, but yeah.
Well, it's because she broke up with Jason Sudeikis, who is currently playing the nicest man on earth in Ted Lasso. And so when you break up with him for that they're not Shia LaBeouf, people get pissy. They start looking into it. It's a gossip thing. Jill says hello to Stephen Ransom in the future. Here we go. Pleasant Valley Picker says, Moonage Daydream is the film I'm seeing this weekend. As a Bowie fan for 50 years, I have to see it. Have you guys heard about the Moonage Daydream?
Absolutely.
David Bowie? Yeah.
We covered
I've been listening to the soundtrack.
Covered it well on our Facebook group. That's another one that's on my list. I probably won't see that in theaters, but I can't wait to see it at home.
It's not a theater go for me either. I think I'm waiting for it to hit home.
I don't know. There's something about walking into a theater and hearing Bowie music on a theater sound system that I think would be glorious. There's something about loud Bowie that I prefer.
Yeah.
But I get it. I have headphones. I can turn it up whenever I want.
Yeah. Black says, not an Avatar fan. Sorry, not sorry. And no interest in the sequel. I agree on The Abyss, T2, and Aliens. True Lies, of course. Avatar is definitely Cameron's weakest, in my opinion. I don't think it's his.
Have you seen Piranha 2?
Yeah, but once you start dropping Piranha 2 as your answer, then you've obviously lost the argument. Piranha 2.
Don't bet against James Cameron. People have been doing that for decades and losing every fucking time.
Oh, totally. Like, I'm going to go see the new Avatar. I'm going to see Avatar 2 with I'm not even going to restrain myself.
Part of the reason I want to... So I have not revisited Avatar at home. I think I did once. I just lied to you. I didn't mean to lie, but I think I saw it one time, and not cover to cover either. So I think I saw it one time since the theater, and so I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing it again and seeing how it holds up, if it holds up, and then kind of just transitioning that into the new one. I'm not super excited about the new one actually, and excuse me, for what I've seen so far, I'm not crazy about what I've seen. It looks a little mundane, if you will, a little terrestrial.
It's a little odd him having like planned out like 4 sequels to a movie he did like 10 years ago.
But then again, like I said, I'll never bet against the guy, dude. He continues to win.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we'll see how that kind of pans out. But dude, I get it. If you're not an Avatar fan, you're not an Avatar fan. No, no harm, no foul. But talking about movies that are kind of out in the theater right now.
Wait, hang on before we move on from Avatar. Did Giovanni Ribisi die in the first Avatar movie?
I can't remember.
Neither can I. But if he's back for the second one, I'm totally in.
I can't remember. That's something I'd have to look up.
No, I know, but it's such a forgettable movie. Except for the spectacle, and it's a James Cameron movie, and it's one of the biggest movies ever made just because it was the reintroduction of 3D into the cinematic experience. It was genre and industry revolutionary. But
one more before we move on. I want to move on to something else here.
Yes. Hey, Simone's here. That's crazy awesome. Crazy cool. Oh,
hey there. I have to head out, but I'll catch you on the rewatch.
Thank you for being here.
So we were just talking about some of the movies that I'm interested in seeing, and kind of that's 6 if you add Moonage. That's 6 movies out right now, all kind of all at the same time. But there's another movie that came out, Scotty, that you could actually rent on streaming right now.
But
it's $25
Canadian.
25. That's a lot of money for a rental.
That's a lot of.
That's just for a limited time because it's that whole we've had it over here for a long time. Also, that it's kind of like the going to the theater at home thing.
Yeah.
And after like a month or something, it'll be down to regular renting prices. So it's if you want to, you can go. If you don't.
So the movie we're talking about is, Scotty?
Confess Fletch.
Confess Fletch.
If I had the option to go to the theater, I would absolutely and totally accept a $24.99 price tag on my streaming option. That would be totally cool. I am not in a region that I have an availability to go to see this film in a theater. If that were there, I would have already been there.
Yeah.
But to pay $25.99 when that is the only option that I have, first of all, no. No. I'm not paying $25 for a movie if I can go and watch all of the movies that you just mentioned, Steve.
Yeah.
They are coming out in theaters today. I can go and see those for $15. But I want to watch something that I absolutely love. And by the way, I love Fletch. I love John Hamm. I want to see this movie desperately, but financially I cannot justify spending $25 unless I get a clamshell case and a Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I might have a hack for that. I don't know if it will work outside of my region, but I have discovered in Norway we have this really, really strong like consumer law thing that says that anything you buy online or on post order or whatever, you have like a 14-day period where you can change your mind. So whenever a movie goes on iTunes, that is one of those like big pre-sale prices, I buy it, I watch it, and then I file a complaint to iTunes saying I bought it by mistake, and they refund me.
Well, I don't want to. No, but the thing is, and again,
every time.
So
it's a hack. It's a cheat.
Here's the problem with Confess Fletch, and why I don't agree with the high price tag for the rental. It opened last weekend, the 16th, right?
Yes.
It opened to $266,744 total for the weekend.
Yes.
It only opened on 516 screens in North America.
Yes.
That is a very small opening.
Yes.
Just as a kind of a contrast, Spider-Man No Way Home, so it was 20. Spider-Man No Way Home is 21, made 230,000 on 860 screens. And that's what weekend are we in with that movie? You're like month 2?
Oh,
3?
Spider-Man No Way Home has been out since like last December.
Right? So, well, it was a re-release. That was
yes. No, I'm aware. September. So
on a re-release, I mean, it barely beat out the re-release. And I'm not saying anything about that has nothing to do with the strength or weakness of the movie. I'm just saying that it, for something that's only opening, it didn't open wide, obviously. It's a 516 screens. Why such the hefty price tag to see it at home?
Well, and that's where my heart comes into it, as opposed to the intellectual financial aspect of it, is that do I want to pay the money to pay tribute to something that I love, not only a property, but also a movie star? And that's where I'm like, should I just give the $25 to sort of support?
Some people just give $25 in church.
Like, I could have got, like, it is a possibility for me right now to get 2 Ant-Man movies on Blu-ray for $15. I think that the Fletch double feature DVD that I got was like $19. So that's 2 movies.
Right. That's worth it. The 25 for a rental is no bueno, dude.
I'm just curious as to whether or not they're actually going to release a physical copy, and that's the thing.
Well, I'm sure they will.
I hope
at some point.
Paramount's pretty good at releasing their stuff. So
I hope, and so that's what I'm holding out for.
Another movie that I forgot about when we were running down. Another movie I really want to see is Pearl. That opens.
Oh yeah,
that opened last week too. But
I still haven't even seen X.
X is great. I loved it a lot. Some people didn't. I think John Campea walked out of the movie or wanted to. He didn't like it, but
he's Mormon.
I love that movie. I don't know why. It was just everything kind of just Ty West. His sensibilities just kind of spoke to me in that movie.
Note to our lawyers. I did not mean that. Right. John Campea is not Mormon.
Right. And Pearl looks great. Mia Goth, I think, is a treasure. So
yeah, I think even from the trailer, her performance is eerie.
Yeah.
I just saw it like a week ago, and I was blown away.
Yeah, Turya, you're probably like, I haven't seen either yet. You saw X recently.
Yep.
And you found it fucking A?
Awesome. 70s vibe, combining porn shooting with killings.
Yeah.
It's very, very modern cult classic.
Yeah.
It had music by Fleetwood Mac, Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper. It had pitchforks. I saw a swinging black man's dick.
Nice.
There were eye-gouging, crazy old ladies with white hair. It's unpolitically awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Does anyone have an orgasm?
Yes.
Yeah. Yay!
Several.
Yeah, there's a couple, at least 2 that I recall.
They came, they saw, they died.
Yes.
And then we go on to Pearl, and I am also. I've seen the teaser. I don't know what it means. It kind of reminds me of. No, actually, it's a sequel because it takes place in the 80s, and X takes place in the 70s, and Pearl takes place in the 20s.
Yeah, Pearl is a prequel. X is in the middle, and the third movie is going to be called Maxine with 3 X's.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the proper timeline sequel.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm kind of waiting for the third to come out, and then just getting like all of them in my head. Well, not the box set. I'm not thinking about buying them. I'm just thinking about binging them. It sounds like a great, I don't know. When does Maxine come out?
I don't think it's a very long time, but I have to say I did not realize while watching X that Mia Goth was playing both Maxine and Pearl. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's amazing when you discover that thing. It's like because there's like this strange connection between the two, and I'm really excited to see where that's going.
And Jenna Ortega, somebody I told everybody to look out for on this program, is in X as well. She does a great job in that. Obviously, she's our new Wednesday Addams.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that. She looks great in that role as well.
Oh yeah,
California Kid. So yeah, looking.
She
forward
kind
to
of
that.
made me feel like I've seen her somewhere before, but I couldn't quite place it.
So she was in this. She was in a HBO movie. What was it called? Fallout. I think it was called Fallout.
Okay.
Really good. It was about a school shooting, and kind of the ramifications of, and the life after this kind of devastating thing happens.
I think she kind of reminded me of a young, what's she called, the woman from Sopranos, Edith Falk or something.
Edie Falco.
Yeah,
Edie
she
Falco,
reminded me of a young Edie Falco with her
Really?
perm, blonde hair.
I kind of put her in the same category as Alison Pill, though.
If I am
Mia Goth?
speaking of the right character.
Oh no, I could be lost in the woods. I was referring to Pearl. The actress who plays Pearl reminds me of Alison
Mia Goth.
Pill.
Yeah.
No, I meant another character.
Then my mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
No, not Jenny Ortega. I was talking about Brittany Snow that
Brittany
played
Snow.
Bobby Lynn.
Oh,
Yeah, Brittany Snow. Brittany Snow's cool.
Yeah.
She's good. Hot blonde.
Hot Snow.
Aegea.
Also called Water.
Well, no. Well, yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind
Stupid
of
science.
stupid science. That's what's going on in the movies. There's not that much coming out between now and the end of the year that I'm super excited about. I mean, we kind of touched on the Avatar sequel. That'll be in December. Black Adam is coming out. I sorry to say, I have not been excited about any of the marketing material. I'm just not that psyched for Black Adam.
Although there is an interesting GQ retrospective of Pierce Brosnan going over his most iconic roles, and he does get into Black Adam playing
Dr. Fate.
That's the one. And, that's the only reason that I'm going to go see Black Adam. It is a Pierce Brosnan movie as far as I'm concerned.
Pierce Brosnan is cool. Doctor Strange is cool. And I think no, not Doctor Strange.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. And he is going to rock that role. I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool.
I'm hoping. I'm looking forward to seeing Hawkman.
Hawkman, yep.
Hawkman is one of my favorites.
That guy's awesome.
Okay.
He's awesome, dude. That actor is.
Is that the guy who plays Hawkman?
Yeah, he first came onto my radar in a TV show. I think it was TNT show called Leverage. It was really good. Timothy Hutton. It was a really good show, and that he first came on my radar there, and dude, he's just been knocking it out of the park with roles since, both TV and movies.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, and also, he's a black man, right?
Yes.
And so, do you have any care in the world about Hawkman being a black guy?
Nah, never no.
It doesn't bother you? Doesn't bother me.
Didn't bother me. But if I'm not mistaken, Hawkman is an alien, right? He's not a human turned something else.
True
not
story.
A mutated human. So.
Yep. No, he's from Themyscira, I think.
Yeah. So if he's an alien.
Themyscira
is the place where Wonder Woman is from.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like, where's Hawkman from? He's like from Themyscira, isn't he?
got me, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm fine with it. Hawkman's always been an alien to me.
Yeah. So I don't care about like swapping, race swapping with aliens because they're not human. Who cares?
Right.
And I really don't care about race swapping unless the race or the fundamental core of that character has to do with like James Bond almost, but not even that. I mean, James Bond he just got to be English, right?
Yeah, like I would have taken, I think that Idris Elba is correct. He's too old to be James Bond, but I would have taken Idris Elba to be James Bond.
I would welcome Idris Elba any day.
Yeah, I would take Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Oh yeah, any day of the week.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a matter of race. I think it's a matter of who's the best. I just want to see
Will Smith play Hitler.
I don't want to talk about the guy who slapped Chris Rock.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, I still have a thing. I've been told on streams over and over again, separate the slap from the artist, and I won't. I hold a grudge. I will roll my eyes and shave my head.
I agree. I tried watching Independence Day, and I didn't like it anymore.
Separating what an artist does outside of the movies or TV shows or acting is one thing, but this wasn't outside of movies or TV shows or acting. This was
very much inside the movies.
So it was
at the core of the movies.
Sorry.
No.
Fly with me.
Anyway, that guy is. I don't like him anymore, and I won't support his art.
There you go. His new movie is going to drop though. It was actually filmed before the slap, but I believe that's dropping this year before the year is out, maybe right after the first of the year. But other than kind of going back to the topic, as movies go, I think we have Amsterdam is something I'm looking forward to.
Nice. What's that about?
That's loosely based on a true story, kind of whodunit, with incredible cast. Margot Robbie, John David Washington. Everybody.
What's the one with Brad Pitt
and Robert De Niro and a ton of other people that are awesome?
There's a Brad Pitt one coming out with Margot Robbie.
Yes, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. You stumped me.
I know, me too. Hey, Stephen Ransom.
Babel?
No, that's an old one.
Babylon,
yes. That looks interesting. And I think it's directed by the same guy who made, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but he made Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes, that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I've never seen it.
I saw some of the stuff, and Babylon didn't look all that great to me, but we'll see.
Well, you know what? Brad Pitt is a magnetic actor, and so is Margot Robbie.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to seeing. And apparently, in the trailer, I thought I saw Tobey Maguire as well. So it's going to be. Yeah. It's a filmmaker with clout. I'm interested to see the vision of that. So.
Does that drop before the end of the year, or is that first part of next year?
Well, let's hope it drops before the end of the year so that it has Oscar contention.
Right. I'm sure that's what they're looking for.
Well, of course. Come on. It's that Lin-Manuel Noriega guy.
Yeah.
Noriega.
I don't know.
He was fun, though, on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I haven't seen those episodes, although I've heard that the latest episode. I know. I have a list.
That's it.
David is my power animal.
Scotty.
Sir.
So Babylon is Damien Chazelle directing, writing. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Jean Smart, Olivia Wilde, Samara Weaving, who was awesome and love her. Phoebe Tonkin. Yeah, so this the one you're. Oh yeah, Tobey Maguire, Eric Roberts. Yeah, great cast.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah. Great cast. Huge cast. But that's Damien
Blast
Chazelle.
from the past.
Just checking in with the chat. We got Pleasant Valley Picker, CA, saying, Scotty chain smoking like Bowie. Very impressive, yes. I am a Bowie smoke acolyte. Jill says, Alison Pill. I liked her in Scott Pilgrim, but not in that other thing, you know. We're allowed to say Star Trek Picard around here. We prefer to call it Star Trek Patrick Stewart because of Jill.
And she was probably the best part of that show so far.
She was.
And I just call it Patrick Picard.
Shadows of the Night by Alison Pill. Look it up on YouTube. It's glorious. Black Philip Alvarez, who is going to be doing a stream tonight, an Insomniac hour, says, I'd rather see Black Adam than Black Panther 2. Well, that's interesting. How do you guys?
That's another one that's coming out before the end of the year is Black Panther 2, and that
I'm going to see both.
I'm not super excited about it. I'll obviously I will see it. I see all the stuff. But I'll see Black Adam too.
You know what? I would really like it if Black Panther was in a Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
I have a question, and it may be controversial. Do you think it would have been better to recast Black Panther?
No.
Why?
But I think there's a way to do it where you still keep Black Panther, but you don't recast T'Challa.
Why? Why is T'Challa tied to
Chadwick Boseman?
Yes.
Because he is. And culturally, it happened, Scott. You can't deny it. You can say that you don't like it, but it is a thing.
I've said no such thing.
And they're intrinsically tied. And I think
it meant so much for so many people.
I think you run the risk of alienating a shit ton of people by doing, by just recasting. But I do think the mantle of Black Panther should be in the movie. It's supposed to be a Black Panther movie.
If I may be controversial.
Sure.
And possibly contrarian. Hang on, let me clear my throat. T'Challa is such an important character in young black boy communities. Like, I think that if you're looking up to, if you're a young African American, if you're any black person in the world, and there's a superhero, and it's T'Challa. T'Challa has lived forever since his creation in the 70s. And I think that he's an inspirational superhero for the black community. I'm just a honky, but this is what I think. Why can't he be recast like James Bond? Is it because no one wants to take the mantle? Like, you say mantle of the character. I mean mantle of the, like, real world. Like, let's find another person who can carry on the spirit of T'Challa and Black Panther and make it go forward. I think that killing Black Panther in the MCU is really detrimental. I think it's bad. Because even, let's say, I don't know, Chekhov dies. The actor who plays Chekhov, they die in like a tragic car accident.
Like
real life. Do we now just say, no, we can never do Chekhov again? And Chekhov is a minor character.
I was going to say, I think that's comparing apples to spaceships.
No, but I'm just stepping up to a salad bar and I'm asking about the variables.
Yeah,
I know I don't mean to be trite, but I think that T'Challa is more important than the actor. In the same way, like, and there's reverence for.
I think Black Panther is more important than the actor.
There is reverence to the Joker, and especially to that guy who died. What's his name?
Heath.
That's him. So he died, but they still made more Joker movies. So the character lives beyond the actor. And I think it would be more reverential if you carried the heroic of T'Challa and Black Panther more than it would be the obvious making money off of the character.
So I assume by that logic that you would have recast Carrie Fisher as well.
No, I would have killed her in The Last Jedi when she was blown out of the thing.
You would have just killed her there.
Yeah, that made sense. That made sense.
That's fine. So that's fine. I wouldn't have. I just. There's a strong case, I think, can be made for 3 different ways to do it. Right, the way they're doing it, which I think is the least favorite way, to recast, like you said, or to pass the mantle of the Black Panther on to somebody else. Now,
and I don't
doing a combination of the two in Wakanda Forever, which I hope they don't. I really hope that rumor's wrong, that Shuri's going to take up the mantle of Black Panther.
I'm fine with Shuri taking up the mantle of the Black Panther.
Makes absolutely no sense.
But the trailer makes Namor look like more of the star of the Black Panther movie than, there isn't a Black Panther. So what do we do?
And that's why I think it's look, I think they were split. I think it was kind of probably, and the fandom I think is split. Either recast or pass down the mantle, right?
I think both would have worked.
Would be a great Black Panther. I think
that young men would prefer T'Challa.
Lupita Nyong'o's character. Sorry, I can't remember her name right now. I think she was a good contender for Black Panther, to be Black Panther going forward. Shuri doesn't make any sense, so that kind of just breaks the everything.
Are they cousins or brother and sister?
Brother and sister.
Yeah, then Shuri's fine. I'm fine with Shuri.
Yes, so somebody who has no training, all of a sudden she's gonna get right. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. She's a scientist. She's supposed to be the smartest brain in the MCU, the smartest person in the MCU, according to Kevin Feige.
Mm-hmm.
And so she spent her time doing science and being smart. That's good.
Wait till Reed Richards shows up.
Right.
Wasn't his father Black Panther before him?
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
T'Chaka.
That's the one.
So there's no singular Black Panther.
No. Well, it's a mantle that passes down from
exactly
in the line of kings.
But in the comics, T'Challa is part of the Illuminati. He's one of the he's one of the architects of the Marvel universe, like the 616.
Right.
And so I think that it would be better, and with no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, I think it would be better to recast than kill T'Challa.
I think it'd be better to pass down to somebody who's actually worthy of it. And I said the two, and those are the two I think would be perfect to carry on the mantle and carry on the Black Panther persona.
As
throughout the MCU.
As I mentioned, I'm just a honky. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Correct.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
We are in agreement. So I forgot about that. So there is Black Panther is coming out. I forgot about it because it's not super high on my list. I'm not super excited about it. It looks beautiful, by the way. So what I saw in the trailer, beautiful looking film, but I just and I don't mind that they changed kind of Namor's origin and species around a little bit. I think and like where he comes from and hails from. Atlantis. It's going to be more on the South American, side, which is fine. It doesn't bother me too much.
I don't know. I will watch it based on the fact that Namor is in it. Namor is one of my favorite characters. I consider Namor to be more of a Fantastic Four character than.
Yeah.
Although I know that he did have Wakanda involvement.
Well, they went to war.
Yes,
You know?
Yes. So I'm fine with it. I'm gonna check it out, but there
Yeah.
is I think it's a movie that is going to just shine a light on the gaping hole that is the lack of Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa, and I think
I
that'll
absolutely agree with that. And
that'll be a downer. It'll be a bummer.
I don't know. I think they're gonna obviously they're gonna treat it with reverence and respect. You're gonna get all of that in the film
And do something sappy to make us cry.
totally. Yeah, which is fine. It's fine. I just I don't have high hopes for it. I just kind of really don't.
I have low hopes for every movie because then I love them more.
Then right. Hopefully it's super good. I guess we'll just see. You know,
Die Hard 19, Bruce in space. I have low hopes for that, but it's gonna be awesome because he's gonna be shooting everybody and windows and be sucked into space, and he's bald, and it's just gonna be great.
Well, speaking of things that are great, have you guys seen the latest episode of She-Hulk?
Yes.
I have.
Wasn't it great?
No.
I thought it was. I thought it was absolutely adorable.
I couldn't stand the last 2 episodes of that show. Just like, oh man.
What was wrong with them?
They weren't funny.
I thought they were.
It's a comedy that didn't make me laugh.
Made me laugh.
God damn. Here we go. And you know, it's a bummer for me because I had high hopes for this show too, and it's not.
It had me until episode 3, and then I
liked it. Episode 3, I didn't think was a complete train wreck. But the last couple,
yeah.
Like
a balloon.
I liked it
with a puncture wound.
The problem is, it just a lot of it strains credulity. Like we get it. Jen is uncomfortable being shit. We get it, but like, you're not going to convince me that everybody hates her for some reason. Like all of a sudden, and they beat you over the freaking head with it. And I'm like, dude, we get it. Like the only person at the whole wedding that likes Jen is this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not even right.
Well, it does in terms of the character progression, because in the last episode, she was.
Scotty, there's no reality there.
There is character progression in terms of that, because in the last episode, when she brought up all of the people that she had tried to exploit her She-Hulkedness on whatever the dating app that she was on, Matcher, yes. And she went back and she had to get all those people back and to be like, I used She-Hulk first. So, and it was all, well, we fell in love with She-Hulk. We wanted to go out with She-Hulk. And then in this episode, it is a guy meeting Jen, just Jen, and being like, I wanted to hang out with you. You're fun. And I thought it was, like in terms of the progression of the show.
0 to do with what I just said. What I said was, everybody at the wedding hates her except for this one dude. I don't buy it. It doesn't track. It just doesn't track with any kind of reality. I don't believe anybody is real in the show except for Jen. In fact, that conversation that they had on the bench might have been the most real thing I've seen in the damn show.
Mm-hmm.
In the last couple of episodes, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is so. I mean,
why are you treating this sitcom like a drama, and you want truth in your sitcom?
Well, maybe, and that's fine. Maybe sitcoms are supposed to be completely wacky, zany.
They are, by definition.
Because Seinfeld was always insane, and it always told a story that made sense.
Right.
I don't know how it doesn't make sense. I don't know how She-Hulk doesn't make sense.
I don't like the fact that the bride who knows who she is and asked her to come and be at her wedding is the typical mean girl you've seen in every goddamn sitcom.
Bitch.
It's so bad.
Hang on just 1 second.
It's ridiculous.
Hang on 1 second. I have seen enough romantic comedies to know that if you are going to a wedding, do not outshine the bride. Well, and that is exactly what Jen did. And as a friend, she became just Jen.
Which is fine. I
Yeah.
don't mind that, but I don't like that. So I didn't like the Mean Girl nonsense of typical tropey nonsense. I didn't believe her. I didn't believe
Sitcom
anything
trope.
she said.
All right.
And then I don't know. It's just, there's so much wrong with the show, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That
not mine.
On a plus note, it was
horrible.
funny when she got her
It sucks because
veneers crushed.
Tatiana Maslany is awesome,
Mhm.
and she's good in the role.
Yes.
But it's just I just don't like the. I guess I was hoping for a more dramatic comedy instead of that wacky zany goofy fucking show that we got. I mean,
I saw a She-Hulk account saying that everyone who didn't like She-Hulk was incels.
Who said that?
Yeah.
A She-Hulk account.
Oh no, and they do. And the thing is, it's self-referent. Like, I don't know. I find it self-referential. I find it to be fourth wall breaking. I feel that the show itself is directed towards a Sex and the City audience, a female audience.
I get that. I totally get it.
And it's something that
But I don't remember Sex and the City. I watched I think the first season or two of Sex and the City. I don't remember it being any kind of goofy ass shit like this. And the fact it's
well, no one had superpowers.
This week was when the bride comes out and tells her to start cleaning shit up.
Yeah, I have a theory. I have a theory.
I both like it and I hate it. It's kind of like being jerked off by your bully.
Oh no, not at all. I don't find it that way. If that's the way you find it, then stop watching. Stop watching now.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much tapped out after this week.
I'm in. I'm still good.
I might watch it because I'm already 6 episodes in. There's only 3 left, but wow, I didn't care for it, man. I'm not liking it.
All right.
It started out strong too for me.
I think it's still going well. I think it is.
I mean, I'm glad you like it.
Still,
and you're not the only one. It's not like you're the only person that likes it. There's a ton of people that like the show, and it's dropping and hitting right for them, and awesome.
Great.
Just not working for me.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad.
But you know what?
And that's it. I just wanted to express how happy I was.
I still find it more entertaining than the Hobbit Hour.
Oh, So I'm only about 25 minutes in to.
I haven't seen the new one.
Rings of Power.
I have to admit,
it's so far it's awesome.
Hang on a second. Are you guys going to talk about Lord of the Rings for a bit?
For a minute.
Okay, I'm going to go pee.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks for letting us know.
Go Saruman.
Yeah,
Saruman
dude, I've been liking the show. It's a slow burn. There's no denying that. It's a slow burn. The first 2 episodes for sure were complete setup. Even the 3rd episode was, you know what I mean?
But I enjoyed the 2 first episodes really more than the rest.
Episode, and this week's starting off with a bang so far. This is a banger. It's a long episode too. It's over an hour long, which I like.
Yeah.
I haven't, like I said, I'm only about 25 minutes in. I'll watch the rest after the show today. But man, but I like this. So I do like slow burn type of storytelling.
I do as well.
It just depends on the property. It depends on the storytellers. I have not felt, except for the very first episode, a super drag. That first episode was rough. It was hard. It was just, I think if I didn't see the first 2 episodes together, I might have I wouldn't have been so excited to go see the 2nd episode. So I might have tapped out. I'm not.
I want to love it so much, but I can't.
Yeah. That's a bummer because I like it and it's getting good. So I don't know if it just took a while for the setup and now they're going to start hitting the beats that they need to hit. And I just keep reminding myself that like this is, and I hope people out there realize it, that they don't have the rights to all of the
I know
stuff. It's just the appendix.
And that's kind of the problem.
and they just they're limited in the story that they can actually tell. You know, just the way it is.
Yep. Rings of Onion.
See, this would have been a better. Okay, so Eddie Derivative Chill in the chat says, I stopped watching Rings of Onion Power because I'm afraid of if I continue, I will go into a coma. It's that boring.
No.
According to Jill.
Yeah, for her it is.
Yes. And also, I would like to say that the better joke would have been the onion rings of power. Sorry, Jill, I hate to editorialize.
I actually really like it. I like this kind of storytelling anyways. I actually like to learn and go in deep in stories. Scotty and I talk about this all the time, and I think that's why I like the books, like reading books so much. I don't mind going backwards and filling in gaps and really diving in. And, you know, slow burn stories, I think if they're told right, are good. I think there's a couple of things kind of going against this. We just kind of touched on it, Turjay and I, that, you know, they don't have the rights to all of the Lord of the Rings. It's a very small appendices that they have rights to. So they're kind of in that scope. But they're also fighting against 6 basically large feature movies, right? 6 movies that were, you know, by nature they can't be slow burn, right? You can't do a slow burn in 2 hours in a movie. You can, but you're gonna bore the hell out of the audience.
This might be why I hate Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, you know what? The first time I ever saw Lawrence of Arabia, right when the credits started rolling, I was like, next time, let's watch a movie that is shorter than actual World War I.
Right.
And doesn't make me want to thirst.
Oh, it's such a good movie, and I think that if you are to see Lawrence of Arabia, you should see it in a church with an intermission, and it is and when I say church, I mean a giant cinema.
Yeah.
Like, you should see it in all of the splendid glory that it was intended to be presented with all of the accoutrement.
And communion.
But, well, yeah, that's when you get to go back to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a treat.
Something around.
Popcorn.
Rice Krispie snack and a glass of wine.
But Lawrence of Arabia, yes, is fantastic. I think it's great. I've seen it once, and I've seen it on a television. I cannot wait for the opportunity to see it in a cinema.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man. But that's a long one. It's a long, drawn out, slow burn.
I'm sorry for going off topic, but I have to give a point to. I've just this night finished the Netflix series Midnight Mass.
Oh my God, I love that show. What'd you think?
So good.
So good, man.
What's it about? I've never seen it.
Vampires and priests.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Are there sexy priests?
Yep.
Are there sexy vampires?
Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm trying to remember the writer of the.
It's like
this guy's.
It's like
Mike Flanagan.
Perfect Stephen King story that he never told. It's like Island Life meets Nosferatu. And
I really like the lady that's in it. Her name is Kate Segal. She plays in these in shows like this, but in these little smaller movies. But man, she's good. She's good in these. Really good. That was a really good show. That one kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people.
But it's maybe the same people who made the Haunting at the Mansion thing.
The Haunted Mansion? What? I'm sorry. What did you say?
The house on the Haunted
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
I like those too. I thought both and Bly Manor. I thought The Haunting of Bly Manor. I thought both of those were really good. But this one, awesome. Mike Flanagan's awesome.
Yeah, a very, very slow burning show.
Yeah. But it delivers at the end. It really does deliver.
Oh, yeah.
And Yeah, so that's really good. What else? Yeah, she'd been. Oh, Hypnotic. That was good. That was a good show. That was a good movie she was in. So she was in Hush. Hush was really good. Hypnotic. This is.
Hush is really good.
Hush, I liked. Hypnotic was the same kind of. He's always in those movies. Gerald's Game too. Gerald's Game is great. Another Stephen King adaptation.
Carla Gugino?
Yeah, but
a sexy story of handcuffs and sex.
Yeah, Hush was really good too. But, yeah, good movies, good actress, like her. Let's see what other shows. So we kind of touched on Lord of the Rings. We touched on She-Hulk.
Oh,
House of the Dragon.
Oh, right. And apparently it's been doing really, really well, and I'm congratulatory towards Matt Smith.
It is the best show on TV right now.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Charlie, are you watching House of the Dragon?
Yep, I'm caught up.
What do you think? What did you think about this last episode?
It has rekindled my love for Game of Thrones, so it's a 10 out of 10. Cool. Metal fingers, pussy fingers, and thumbs up.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good show. I'm kind of bummed because I think last week's episode is going to, or last week, Sunday, meaning Sunday. I think that's the last time we're going to see the two younger actresses who play Rhaenyra and Alicent.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. No, on IMDb, she's credited as the young Prince Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a time jump. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this week we time jump. We're going to leap ahead, and I think it's going to be something like significant. We have had like a 2-year time jump already, but I think we're going to go 10. I think it's going to be like a 10-year time gap here, or time jump, and so we'll get Olivia Cook in the Alicent role, and I can't remember the actress who's going to play Rhaenyra, but
Olivia Cook is great. Yeah,
she is. She's awesome. But that's a bummer because the other two were really solid actresses.
They're
roles
awesome.
Amazingly. You just kind of wanted to see them just kind of age them up and just let's go. But they decided to recast, or not recast, but cast younger and older versions of the characters. So it should be interesting to see where we go from here. I think we're about halfway through.
I think I'm dropping half-smoked joints all over the place.
What are you doing?
I'm littering my apartment with half-smoked joints. I know.
So
the social services.
Right. The
other what? I am in custody of nothing.
Right. The other thing we got that dropped this week was Andor. I've really been looking forward to Andor.
You guys watched it?
I did.
We saw it.
How was it?
Awesome. What did you think, Tria?
It was like going on a roller coaster and just going up and down and enjoying yourself.
I found that. So I really liked it. I found that it was kind of a return to the original Star Wars, Empire
like pre-Star Wars Star Wars.
Yeah. So those two movies in particular, you can do the like a gas face all you want, dude. You don't know what you're talking about, so
I don't. I know nothing of what I speak, and I haven't said anything.
No, but you're making faces.
Your face,
I am.
Like you may be constipated.
I could be.
Being
a dangerous level.
I'm currently lactating. That's the problem.
That's the problem? No, it was really good. Really good storytelling. We didn't need Skywalker's lore. We didn't need lightsabers. We didn't need Sith. We didn't need Jedi.
I'm not interested.
90 minutes of a really good.
But we had a cute plot.
Star Wars story in a different part of the galaxy, which I thought was awesome.
Do we know if K2SO is going to show up?
Not in this first season.
Okay.
Second season, maybe. It's way too early in Cassian's lifetime for K2SO to be there yet.
Well, and I heard an interesting piece of advice recently. Don't get angry at the story that they are telling because it's not the story that they want you to tell or that you want them to tell.
No,
so
and I've told you that before too.
Yes, you have. And yes, and I've heard that across many creative people. It's like, don't write a better movie and then get angry at the one that you're seeing.
Or actually, please write a better movie.
Oh, sure.
Write a better TV show or movie. Don't just get pissed off because they didn't do what you wanted them to do.
Right.
I think that's a problem just with fandom across the board. We heap all these expectations onto these properties that we love, and then we walk into the movie theater and we're disappointed, or we turn on the TV and we're disappointed. You're never disappointed if you you leave all that shit at the door, and then just go.
Come on, when I wake up in the morning, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, well, that's called a hangover.
I was going to say that's life. That's life.
That's why I drink. When you wake up in the next morning and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to feel better later.
Let's get back to yesterday.
No, but I really liked Andor. The performances, obviously,
good,
stellar performances. Stellan Skarsgard stole the show for me.
Oh yeah,
I think his presence is so majestic in the show that it just, even though it was the last, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes of the 90-minute 3-episode set.
I hate to give it to Sweden, but Stellan is majestic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
I'm sorry,
okay.
Sweden. I'm sorry, Norway. I can't do it, but he's amazing.
No, just say that he's Norwegian.
No, he's Swedish, and
it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like he's Canadian, and I'm American, and I'm ashamed.
Same thing. It's like if you're like Mel Gibson is from Australia, right? No, he's an American, and it's like it's
not the same because there's borders.
Like the bookstore.
It's kind of like if William Shatner was Californian, I'd be
You know what? The weird thing, and this is always something that I feel badly about whenever I discuss William Shatner as being one of the greatest Canadians. William Shatner is under the same impression of the United States as I am. He really loves the United States. And while he was born in Canada, I do think that William Shatner considers himself to be more of an American than a Canadian. And so it's one of those weird things where I'm claiming William Shatner, but William Shatner has claimed America.
William Shatner.
I claim you, Scotty. You're an honorary American in my book.
Thank you. I don't know if you have that authority, but I appreciate it.
Well,
I want to be an honorary Canadian.
Well, then, if I have that power, you are now knighted as a Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
I know, right? Celebrations.
So yeah, Andor was good. First 3 episodes dropped.
I just don't care. I don't care.
I know you don't. It was very smart of them to drop the 3 episodes, and it sounds like that's how they're going to do it. We're getting 3-episode chunks instead of one 30-minute episode each week. Now I don't know if that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's
We'll
true.
see.
I hope it's true because I know that there's 3 different directors, so everything is in 3s, right?
Yeah.
So this 3 is directed by I think Tony Gilroy actually wrote and directed these 3, and then the next 3 will be directed by one director, and then the next 3 by another director.
That'd be cool if it's like an anthology series,
like 3 kind of arcs.
Hey, can I get a 4K release of The Mandalorian season 1?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. I've never looked. And this is the thing. Anyway, no, I'm doing a physical media tangent for no good reason.
You are. So excited for that. Liked what I saw. Excited to see more next week. Mm-hmm. If they drop all 3, that'll be cool. If not, We'll go week to week on it.
I'm glad there's no baby, but
Yeah.
there's a critter. Have you ever seen Critters?
Yeah.
I've never seen Critters. I know what a critter is, but I've never seen one. My God.
Critters Incorporated. Oh, it's Quitters Incorporated. Scotty needs to go to Quitters Incorporated.
Well, how many things do I have to quit?
I don't know. Cut your pinky off
awful.
if you fall off the wagon or finger. Was it pinky or I can't remember. Creepshow.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
wait.
Yeah.
Was it Creepshow or Cat's Eye?
No, I think it was Creepshow.
Okay.
Quitters Incorporated.
Yes.
It could have been Cat's Eye, dude. That might have been Cat's Eye, but I can't remember.
Either way, James Woods was in both.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Oh, my stars. So, the other thing, I've seen the new Quantum Leap show, and I am not a fan.
So I've heard nothing but bad things about that show. And you know what? I think you and I called it when we talked about it on the show.
Mhm.
When we run down there. I think at the time they had a couple of cast members cast and kind of the overall summary of the show, but it didn't sound good. And when they try to do these, especially on network television, they completely they shit the bed on those.
Well, I don't think they shit the bed. I think they tried to update it in a way that was conventional. I think that they went with the sort of modern day procedural narrative story structure.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing offensive about it, but it's not Quantum Leap because Quantum Leap was sort of every episode a mystery that was guided by a person who was, foibled. Yeah. Actually, like when we were talking about the episodes 2 and 3 last night, Sam was kind of weird, kind of creepy. Like he's not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
And so it's
home.
Like and also he's trying to do good, but is his interpretation of good actually good? And in this one, it seems very perfunctory. It seems very fetch quest. Do this, you'll get this. And then there's a flash to the future, which I don't like at all. Because the Quantum Leap project
in computer games, it's called a side quest.
Well, but that's the thing, is that because they go to the future and see the team trying to figure out what Ben Song, who is the new Sam Beckett, like when he's bouncing Ben Song. Oh no, and he's a good actor, but I don't think that he has the same charisma as Scott Bakula, who does. Like Scott Bakula is television's Harrison Ford. I'm convinced.
Agreed.
So like it's very goal oriented without the emotional drama of the situation. I've been making fun for the last 4 episodes saying that Quantum Leap, the original, is a soap opera with time travel. Mm-hmm. And this one is a time travel story that is trying to incorporate emotion. And that's the wrong way to go about it.
Yeah.
So I don't like the new one, but I'm happy to see the old one again.
I would have just remade the exact same show with new stories. I don't know why they didn't. They just don't do that. They always want to. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, and there are so many ways. Like, even if you couldn't get Scott Bakula. Okay, so in the original Quantum Leap, whenever Sam leapt into someone else, the other person leapt into the image or the waiting room. So there would have been another body there. You could have had the character of Sam Beckett leap back into the body, and it's like, but Sam, it's not you. And it's like, yeah, it is me. I'm just not in my body. Or something. You could do it. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm just so happy that this new show came out because it reinvigorated my passion for it. And Jill and I get to have conversations about it on every Thursday on In the Loop.
Get a great show out of it, at least.
Yeah, it's really fun. We got, you know what? It only took an hour and a half to get through 2 episodes last night. So I think that's going to be pretty typical. So
no, I think that's good because there's so many.
You
know what I mean? It's good to double up.
Yeah. So we start with the news, and I tell you about why I don't like the new Quantum Leap, and then we talk about good Quantum Leap.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do some chats.
Yes. Let's. Do I have to press the buttons, or are you?
I'll press the buttons. You read them.
I will. Jill says, also, hi, Terrier.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it has, but we have to get through all of them. Terrier, have you met Jill?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. So Jill says, don't forget to bring a towel.
I just call her antidepressant Jill.
She does cheer me up as well. Pleasant Valley Pickers CA. Hey, PvP. I hear it is such an experience. It's a must-see in theaters. IMAX is even better if you're referring to Avatar.
Yes.
Absolutely. If I could see it in IMAX, I would be so happy. Black Phillip says, lol. He had to break into the studio and try to finish Piranha 2. But I do have the original Piranha pre-ordered in 4K, no doubt. And yes, Phil, confess, Fletch, I won't pay $25. I'm not going to do it. No. Not unless I get a disc.
Yeah. Right.
PvP says, okay, Scotty, thank you very much. Can the engines take it? No. PvP says $25. Does that include drugs and hookers? No, that's why I won't buy it. Should. Phil says I wouldn't pay more than $10 for a digital release. Agreed. If it was $9.99, I would have totally bought it with no complaint.
Well, and you're not buying it. You're just renting it. It's just
I would rent it for $10. I would rent it for $10. PvP says I'll pay $15 to see big screen. Yes. Otherwise, I want physical media. Yeah, agreed. You don't own digital and they can take it away. True. We're on the same page, man. Thank you, PvP. Agreed. Phil, you're still here. Thank you. Still haven't seen X yet. Nor have I. Shocking. I know. Yeah. I know. We both like Parn. That's pirate porn. Parn. Yeah, matey. And yeah, I've heard another movie called Maxine is being made. I'm looking forward to the trilogy. You know what? Ben from Cinema Gulp saw X and saw Pearl and is saying, don't bother now, which is also like, wait for the trilogy to be maxed out. Maxine out. But I think that he has a lot of faith in the third installment as well. I'm really interested. I'm interested.
I'm down. I'd love X. So
we don't care about spoilers.
No, I mean, if you haven't seen the TV shows by now, you're not going to.
It's not how they die. No, it's not that they die. It's how they die. When you see people in horror movies get all slaughtered, it's about the editing and the surprise and the how it shocks you. That's the point of a horror movie, is to shock you.
What's next?
PvP says never saw Avatar. Well, don't know if I want to pay $15. Oh, come on. No, you know what? I would highly recommend it as PvP. You are a fan of cinema, and Avatar was a turning point in cinema. I think that you would be availed to this re-release. This is almost like being able to see E.T. This is like seeing a movie the way it was intended to be seen originally. You couldn't see it anywhere.
Tried to rent me E.T. and they gave me, what's it called? The wheelchair guy.
Oh, Mac and Me?
Yep.
Oh, my. That's Scott
A completely different movie.
Paul Rudd, not Scott. Paul Rudd's favorite movie.
I get it. I get it that you want to pay $15 in an environmental fable, and it is that, but that it doesn't hit you over the head as much as anything you see on TV now.
Well, and also, if you are going to judge Avatar based on what you've heard,
yeah,
I would say you have to see it for yourself, because there is an excellent, like when I mentioned Giovanni Ribisi earlier, I didn't do that flippantly. I enjoyed his smarmy Burke-like character from the film. Stephen Lang as Colonel.
Did you enjoy his little Jetta in the original burn and black face?
Like everything, like that Rodriguez woman from the Fast and the Furious films.
Rodriguez,
that's her. She's awesome.
The cast is really good. The visuals are amazing.
The performances are outstanding.
It's very much worth it.
You have to see the story, and if you feel that the message beats you over the head, then I'm willing to engage in that conversation. But if you've never seen it, you should see it in 3D.
I'll allow it.
Pleasant Valley Picker continues on. Well, race swapping is problematic. If you do a film about Nordic Vikings and they're all black, it's like, what? No respect for historical accuracy?
So that's what I was talking about. I'm like, if it's not core to the character's being, then I don't care. But if it is, like Nordic Vikings,
I'm Norwegian. I love black Vikings.
Black Viking ninjas would be awesome. With laser beams on their heads. Next.
Stephen Ransom says, Scotty, do you mean Willie McSlappy Bald? If there are no follow-up questions, yes. Hello, chat and panel.
Hello.
He's the other Stephen. Phil says, I'm with Scotty. He got away with assault on live TV. Yeah, no, fuck the guy who... You know what? I'm gonna watch Pootie Tang.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah. It's better than Independence Day.
Too.
Stephen Ransom says, so little to do, so much time to do it. Oops. Flip that. Or take that, flip it around. You mean strike that, reverse it. Good try. Next time. Phil says, yeah, my stream is starting 45 minutes later than usual time. Well, dude, I'm going to have to take a nap.
I do it.
Do it.
And Stephen Ransom continues to say, yes, they recast Iron Patriot. He never died on screen. The fans were already alienated. Iron Patriot. How much more could they be alienated? They recast Iron Patriot? Are you talking about, like, Don Cheadle?
No.
Who's Iron Patriot? Honky R37. I'll be fine. Chris Tucker is the new Black Panther? No.
Yeah.
Who would you make the new Black Panther? If you were to recast T'Challa, who would you recast him as?
Ollies, Jollies, and Lick'em Lollies. That would be Chris Tucker's Black Panther. More Sinistars than Ministars. Fifth Element, for those that didn't pick up what I was putting down. Chris Tucker would be a horrible Black Panther, by the way.
True. That is very true. But I like where the head is at. I like where it's going. But who is a young black actor now who could play T'Challa? I am so light.
There's a ton of them.
Give me a couple.
Well, dude, so I never do this to you because it's unfair to put.
No, I know.
Give me a couple. Like I'm just pull them out of my ass right now.
Yeah, pull out of your ass. It's fine.
Do it all the time. I don't know why you do that. It makes you feel superior, I think.
No, but I don't know anything about black actors who could play T'Challa.
Almost any of them could play.
Name one.
I don't have them off the top of my head. I don't keep a Rolodex of black actors.
Like it's got to be a guy who is like, what is he? 30?
Name one that.
Washington.
This is what I'm saying. Name one that can't, Scott.
Denzel Washington is too old to play Black Panther.
No, his son.
Okay, but he didn't fit in your parameters anyway. So next. So maybe John David Washington, maybe his son.
I'm not familiar with that actor, and that's why I'm saying. So, I'm asking. I'm not trying to yell.
Dude, but Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku, could be the next Black Panther.
I would love Winston Duke.
Because that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a host of black actors out there that could play the role. I mean, the question's weird because who could play him? Any actor who could act, who's good, could play Black Panther.
But there is a requirement of skin color to play T'Challa. Like you have to be a black actor, and so if I said Joseph Gordon-Levitt, people would have a freak.
No, I get it, but I mean, there's not only 4 black actors in the fucking Hollywood, man. There's hundreds. So
I only know 3.
Well, that's your problem.
I know. I live in Canada.
I just don't. The whole question's weird.
I know I'm being weird for the sake of controversy.
You're always weird.
Well, it's not even controversial. It's just
moronic.
Maybe. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
no, fine. So I'm being stupid. Leave me alone. Stop yelling. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat.
Unless you're saying you're arguing still for your point that you want T'Challa to be recast.
I still want T'Challa to be recast. Yeah.
Well, that's not happening. So, unfortunately, for you.
Yeah.
And I would have been okay with them recasting, and it's not being disrespectful towards Chadwick's unfortunate passing.
I agree.
Some people agree and some people don't, right? So I think there's a large section of the fandom that absolutely didn't. They just did not want him to be recast. They thought it would be disrespectful. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't know. I would have been okay. I have no problem with them recasting if that's the way they wanted to go.
It would be a big set of shoes to walk into. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't envy the actor who had to take on the role of T'Challa because you would have to be more than Chadwick Boseman. And that's hard. It's like Chadwick Boseman and Norm Macdonald are the 2 men who defined bravery in the face of mortality. And I don't think that you could... Sorry?
Kind of like your cock heroes.
Well, yeah. Well, that and John Hamm. But he's still alive. Stephen Ransom says, Black Panther did not die on screen. Why is this a thing at all? It's a reverence to the actor, and I understand that, but I think that there is something to be said about carry on the character that Chadwick Boseman himself had such reverence for.
No, he didn't die on screen. Why is this a thing at all? I mean, that's a stupid question. Right?
No, it's not.
That's a stupid question.
Why is that a stupid question?
No. Why is this a thing at all?
Yes.
If you don't understand why it's a thing, I mean,
I'm asking.
That's silly.
No, but I'm asking. Why is it a thing at all?
What do you mean? Why is it a thing at all?
Is it because of the cultural importance of Chadwick Boseman?
Asked and answered 100 times already, dude.
Okay.
We've covered this.
I don't understand why you get. This seems to be a trend here, and I don't like it. It doesn't make sense.
I don't think that Stephen Ransom is being adversarial.
Oh, he's always adversarial, at least to me.
Okay, not to me. Stephen Ransom goes on to say, "Indeed, Stephen Foley, I'd be fine fine if they changed Captain America to South American Captain.
Again, just silly nonsense that doesn't make any sense. I don't understand how that actually helps the conversation in any way. Because that doesn't even make any sense. Unless you're not listening to what I say, and then making it up in your head.
Anti-derivative Jill in the chat says, I'd be down with Die Hard turning into sci-fi. Okay.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Jill and everyone, here is what you have to see. It is a cross between Die Hard and Escape from New York, but it's in space. It stars Guy Pearce, and it is called Lockout?
Lockout.
It is the best movie in the world.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Maybe not the best movie in the world, but as Terrier says, really cool. I have a copy of it. Where is it? I have it like right over here. Hang on, let me look. You guys keep going with the chat. I'll be back in a second.
Black Phillip Alvarez says, laugh out loud. I started watching She-Hulk and my Disney Plus went out. I took it as a sign. Yeah, you're not missing much.
Reconsider life.
I liked it.
Yeah. Well, Scotty loves it. I don't know. You're not. I don't think you're missing much, which sucks because I had high hopes for the show. We saw that one already. Jill said everyone who needs to know that does, Steve. I don't know I don't know what we were talking about there.
It sounds like she was agreeing with you.
Be a slow burn, though. I gave up after episode 2. Lord of the Rings, boring. Yeah, Lockout. I don't know. Are we talking about the books? The books are very long, very detailed, and very slow burn reads. So I don't think I agree with you, Phil, but I do respect your opinion. Funyuns of Power, I think. Funyuns. Are you reading, Scott, or no?
Oh, sorry. Jill says, it's still crap. Limitation should actually be a benefit to a good writer, so that's no excuse. Okay. What were we talking about?
It's not an excuse. It's a fact. And good writing, yes, as a writer, I completely get that. But they're limited in what they can tell. So I think a lot of people are saying, they're avid book readers. They've read all of the books. They've read all they've read all of the not only main novels, but all the other stuff too. So they have an in-depth knowledge of what they think this show should be, right? Like, why are you talking about this, and why aren't you talking about this, and this should link over here. The fact that they don't have rights to talk about certain things is limited, and so it has the writing is actually tremendous on the show. The writing is great on the show. In fact, I haven't heard anybody, that knows what they're talking about, anyways, say that the writing is bad on the show. On Rings of Power, it's the writing is excellent.
Well, and there's a fantastic interview that was sort of I got to revisit. It's a IGN released thing because they were promoting some sort of freemium mobile game, but they got Nana Visitor and Cole Meany and Terry Farrell to have sort of a Deep Space Nine round table. And it was glorious. And there was a moment in the conversation when Nana Visitor was like, when people are talking, and you know what? I might be going on a tangent, Steve.
Okay.
But Nana Visitor says,
is lovely.
Nana Visitor goes and says, when she had interviewed an assistant of Gene Coon's and who was one of the writers on the original series. And it was like, what made the original series so good? And that assistant had said, because the show was entertaining, we could invite people in to new ideas based on the fact that the show that we were making was fun. It was good. It was entertaining. And that's what welcomed people in to the ideas. And Nana sort of applies that to today's entertainment and says, I wish more shows today would focus more on being entertaining than the ideas. The ideas are what you get into. The entertaining is why you're there. I'm paraphrasing. Maybe I'm bastardizing.
The only pushback I would say to that is people are entertained by different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the subjectivity of film, TV shows, art in general.
Sure. But enjoying it is primary, right?
If we're talking about Lord of the Rings, fantasy, swords and sandals, kind of, fantasy stuff. I think the tendency is for people that, half of the people want, action all the time, and they're less. It's less about the story being told and more about the fantastical element of it, right?
The phantasmagoric
casting or whatever we're doing, right? So you have half of the audience is entertained by the actual story.
I have a question.
It's almost like it's almost like a game. You have people that love the story mode, and other people just want to fight and pillage and hoard, right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do Lord of the Rings fans find the Rings of Power to be boring?
I don't know how to answer that. I think
yes.
some do. I think some do.
That makes me rather happy. As a person who has been bored by Lord of the Rings my entire life, it is fun to hear that finally Lord of the Rings fans are bored.
Bored. They were bored with. They didn't like. They didn't particularly like the Hobbit trilogy either.
But I forgive it. Peter Jackson.
But this creature is making a mesence.
Waka 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 waka.
Like Philip Alvarez says, I don't mind slow burn if done right. Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
I actually prefer it.
Slow burn, you know what? You can reduce slow burn into one word, and it's called intrigue. If you're intrigued, I guess that's a Terrier dropping out. He just got eaten by a critter. Son of a Red Shirt says at Scotty R37, Black Philip Alvarez at the Fantasmagorium show, which we are on currently. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell. At Stephen Ransom and all of the Steve Foley's in the chat. Hola, Kapla, and cheers. Sincerely hoping all is good in your respective hoods.
Magnificent bastardos. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Phil says that normally costs $100, Terrier. Wah, wah, wah. So I've heard.
All right, let's see. Some of this cross talk here.
Well, I hate to fill the stream with silence. Where are we and where can we go?
There you go.
Jill says, no, seriously, I would have a decent stream, oh heavens, I have to enlarge. Curse my middle-aged eyes. No, seriously, alone, I would have done a decent 45-minute stream and chat and panel and made it stellar 3 hours. Of course. Well, and you will. Well, Jill really enjoys the wizards and the fantasy. She's a fan of the Lord of the Rings and the Potters that are hairy. So, absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe to Jill's channel. Pardon me. What else do we have? Phil says, well, I haven't watched an episode since 2, but yeah, I was totally bored. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the first episode, like I said, was really slow, unusually slow, and I think if they didn't drop both of those, the first 2 episodes, I don't know if I would have came back for the second. I would have been excited for the second episode, but because I got to see both of them at the same time, they dropped them both back on the same day. I was able to say, okay, I see where they're going. I see what this is going to be. I like this for what it is. All I can say is it gets better, and it's starting to get really good. Like the first 25 minutes that I watched today of last night's episode or today's episode is awesome. Last week's episode was awesome. So it's getting good. It's picking up. I think the writers, from what I can tell, is I think they felt like they really needed to lay some groundwork and spend some time building the world, laying the groundwork, telling the people where this story is, what it is, where it is, and how we're going to move forward before we start moving forward. And they did take their time in doing that. So I get it.
Was that about Lord of the Rings?
That was about Lord of the Rings.
That's no wonder I got bored halfway through you talking.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah, fair enough. No, don't fuck me. Fuck J.R.R. Tolkien.
No, he's dead.
Well, then it's easy.
That's necromancy.
Anyway, hello, Rebel P. Rebellious Pastry. It's good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are a fan of animated life story, that is what Rebellious Pastry does, and I enjoy it. I enjoy that she is, pardon me, they are honest. My mistake.
Jill says The Hobbit was okay, just too padded. You could probably edit 9 hours to 2 hours and make an awesome Hobbit movie. I agree with that.
What the fuck is a Hobbit?
I don't know. A Harfoot.
Is it like Danny DeVito?
Kind of.
Who's your favorite penguin? Don't forget you get Colin Farrell.
I know, he was good.
Didn't you get that guy from Gotham?
Yeah, I was trying to remember his name. Is something Lord Taylor or Lloyd Taylor, whatever.
I'm not sure of the actor's name.
I can't remember his first name, but I really liked his version.
He was a creepy dude.
Yeah.
So, like in the character, not in real life.
I did like, so yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah.
Burgess Meredith, though. You got
Burgess
him.
Meredith. I mean, I grew up with that penguin. It's just so campy.
No, I know, but I like the regal sort of erudite penguin. And that's kind of why I was a little bit leaning towards Colin Farrell's.
I do like Colin Farrell's. So far.
Just in terms of his performance, like I could see him at points, but I saw more penguin than Colin Farrell.
I like him. I like all of the incarnations of penguin so far. There's not one that I don't like. So there's that.
That is a good one. Anyway, yeah. Have you ever heard that? Oh my God, what's his name? Lyle Lovett. He has a song that's called "I Love Penguins." Have you heard that song?
I have not.
You should look it up. Everyone in the chat, look it up. Lyle Lovett. I love penguins.
Wasn't he married to
Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts for a while.
For like a minute and a half.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, I know.
Black Phillip Alvarez says, I got so much to watch that even I wanted to get Lord of the Rings another chance. I'd still fall under the radar. It would still fall under the radar. Yeah, I think if you have time and are curious, check it out because it does start to pick up. I think they just laid a lot of groundwork, and I think they thought, it seems to me they thought they needed to. Which makes sense. I mean, it's a massive story.
I've been thinking about rewatching Three's Company, so
Really? Why?
Well, come on. Are you kidding?
The Regal Beagle, dude.
Like,
Regal Beagle.
you tell me why I shouldn't.
Why? No, hell, you should. What was the spinoff? The Ropers?
Yeah, didn't last long.
Wasn't there another spinoff too, though, about the Regal Beagle?
Oh no, there was a spinoff that was after Three's Company End. They made Three's a Crowd, and it was Jack Tripper and his fiance and her father.
I always like that show.
Well, no, it has a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah, I grew up with that show for sure.
Anybody
I
else?
guess he's out for the. I thought maybe he'd come back, but he didn't.
Oh no, I figured when he shook his critter all over the place, he was out.
Well, this was fun, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
We get spicy and feisty. I get feisty sometimes.
Well, it was good conversation. I hope we added some value to somebody.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully you did too.
Yeah.
I know you got your little minions that follow you around. They love the sound of your voice.
Oh no, I'm a minion to them. You know what? I'm trapped by them. They like me, so I must perform like a grinder monkey.
Well, as much as we push and pull and get spicy and feisty at times, we do love the chat, and we love the fact that you guys show up and hang out with us. Stephen Ransom and let's see, Rebellious Pastry. Who else was in the chat? Obviously, Anna Derivative Jill, who hosts a show on our channel, which I'm digging. I'm a huge Quantum Leap fan, so I love the show. I think you guys are doing that show justice. I hope you liked all of the intros and stuff that we put together for it, because I think it's one of our better intros. We do kind of pride ourselves on those. See who has it? Black Phillip Alvarez, as always, Son of a Red Shirt. Who else gets some shots out?
Well, we always have to shout out our good friends at Cinema Gulp.
Absolutely.
They deserve every shout out.
Todd Michael,
of course. You know what?
Valley Picker, California.
Pop culture curator.
Yep.
Clobbering time.
Simone popped by. So hi.
Simone was here. Oh, that was super fabu. Also, you know what? What's going on at the Post Geek Singularity? Are they cool?
Yeah, crank your mind.
No, Steven, you're not a minion. No.
There's no minions.
Have you ever seen Buckaroo Banzai and Adventures Across the Eighth Dimension? We're all members of the Buckaroo Banzai Squad.
Absolutely. I love the fact that, everybody kind of supports everybody else. I mean, it's super important, especially on shows that actually celebrate and like the things that they love or like, and don't just do hate shows. It's easy to do those. Those are easy. You get a bunch of clicks and just hate stuff just for the fact of hating it. If you don't like something, like we always say, if you don't like something, I mean, there's stuff that Scotty doesn't like that I do, and vice versa. And we'll tell you if we don't like something and give you the reasons why or not. You don't have to. Nobody owes you a reason why you like something or don't like something. It's subjective. It's film. It's TV show. It's entertainment. It's art. It's everything lands on everybody else in a different way. And
I like Twilight.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, you don't owe anybody an explanation for liking sparkly vampires.
Who cares,
right? But I do think it's very important, especially on these kind of shows where we kind of celebrate stuff instead of just say why we hate things. Like I said, that's kind of an easy way out. But it's important for everybody to, celebrate.
Okay, I get it.
Do you? Because I think it's sinking in.
No,
I like the fact that you guys do that, and I try to do as much as I can, go support, show up on people's chats and show support. I think it's great.
Well, it's fun. Anyway, do you want to get out of here?
I think so, man.
How do we do that? How do we? It's been so long since we've ended a show. How do we do it?
I don't know. How did we used to end the show?
Do we just say, thank you everyone for being here. We'll see you next time.
Usually how I would do it.
You usually do a salute. There's a salute at the end.
Yeah, I did. For Scotty R37, I am Steve Foley. Have a great day, everybody.
That's how.